Hello, my name is Armando and today I'll be speaking to you about red ear sliders and how to take care of them. The red ear slider is a very unique type of turtle. They are very distinctive in the fact that they have a red stripe behind their ear. So as you can see in the picture, and I myself am an owner of two turtles. And just to give you a little bit of background of how I ended up with these turtles and how I learned how to take care of them was when I was working at a job. My boss received the turtle as a gift from her current, well, at the time it was her boyfriend. And she ended up getting this turtle and we thought it was a male, so we called him Franklin. Then some months passed and she ended up breaking up with him. So she did not want to do anything with the turtle. She did not want to see it. So she was looking for somebody to take it home. And I decided to volunteer. So as the turtle started growing, it was about this size when she got it. And it started growing. And I kind of figured that I needed to learn how to take care of them. So I started researching, looking online, talking to people that had red ear sliders. And I learned lots of different ways or things that they needed in order for them to survive. And she ended up getting big, and I call her a she because we ended up finding out that she was a female. And so now from Franklin, she went to Frankelina. Then later on, we decided that she might be a little bit lonely. So we ended up getting another turtle so that I could keep her company. And that's Philip. We have Philip, which is a smaller male. He's about this size. So yeah, that's how I ended up with two turtles and how I ended up researching and knowing more about red ear sliders and what it takes to take care of them. So it is important to know how to take care of them because they are obviously not in their own environment. So you need to make sure that they have everything they need in order for them to have healthy lives. And as per everythingreptiles.com, it is very common that a lot of these turtles end up with inexperienced keepers and they end up releasing them back to the wild. So that is very dangerous because it can hurt the ecosystem around those states. So it is the best way to make sure that they are taken care of is that you make sure that they have the correct tank size, the correct heating, great water temperature, and the correct food. So let's start with the tank size. The tank size needs to be about 55 gallons for an adult male, or average size, turtle. Now, if you have a female, the females tend to be a little bit bigger, like mine. So mine's about this big, and it needs 100 gallons, so double the amount. And then if you add any turtles on top of that, then you need to do 10 gallons per turtle. So for example, my situation, I have a female turtle, which is pretty big. I need 100-gallon tank size and then 10 gallons more for Philip. So I need 110-gallon tank size in order for them to, be comfortable and have good living space. RedEarSlider.net also recommends that the basking area, which is the heating, is at 88 to 92 degrees. That means that your basking area is usually kind of like a platform, and they climb on it and they will get the heat, the lamp, the UV rays. So you just need to make sure that the temperature averages between 88 to 92 degrees. And they need this because they are cold-blooded animals, they're reptiles. So they need the heat so that way they don't get sick, they don't get any illnesses. Then exoticpetquarters.com recommends that the water is at a temperature of 75 to 85 degrees. And this is important too as well because you don't want them to get sick or the water to be too cold. So you need to make sure that the temperature is between those degrees. And how you do that is that you buy a little water heater that you throw into the tank. It's connected, but it's waterproof, so it's safe. And what it does is when the temperature gets low, it will turn on and start heating the water to the desired temperature that you put it on. So that's really good for them. Also, another important thing for the water is to make sure that you take out all the chemicals that the water has, because usually People will place tap water into the tanks, and that's fine as long as you buy a dechlorinator, which they sell at the stores, and it's kind of like a liquid that you drop into the water, and that takes the chlorine, the chemicals that are dangerous for the animals, so that way they don't, get sick as well. So it's very important to have those two aspects. And lastly, the food. So as per the Encyclopedia of Animals that was published in 2017, these turtles are classified as omnivorous, which means that they can go ahead and eat meat and plants. And let me show you what I feed them. Let me show you here. So this is what I feed them. They're floating food sticks, and they have vitamin C and calcium. And they are very affordable, and they sell them at all the stores, all the places that I've been to, like pet stores, Walmart, Amazon. They were very, very easy to get. But you can also give them vegetables. I know that celery is a good thing to give them. Strawberries are good, blueberries. Or you can give them meat, which would be kind of like worms, shrimp, dried shrimp. So it's really up to you and what you want to feed them. Just make sure that you do a quick search and make sure that there are things that you can give them. And just to summarize, these red ear sliders are popular pets. And in order for them to live happy and healthy lives, just make sure that they have the correct tank size in their living quarters. Also, the heating appropriate for their environment. And then the water temperature needs to be at a certain temperature, which is 75 to 85. And just make sure that they don't have any chlorine or chemicals in the water. And then most importantly, you're feeding them the correct food so that they can survive. All right, that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to me. Have a great day.